Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well. And hey, so this is going to be the last of the uploads for today. I hope that you had an opportunity to see my other two uploads that hit the streets earlier today as well. And definitely make sure that you're leaving your thoughtful comments in the comment section so we can talk about it and I can get an idea of what you're thinking about the stories that I am sharing. And yeah, so look at here. Chris Brown said he ain't playing around. That's just what it is. Now, as you may recall, if you've been here for a while, if not, it's okay. It's still out there and able to be viewed for you. I did a couple of videos, a few videos probably at this point, on Chris Brown. Two of them mostly connected to the fact that he had a concert that came up in Africa in December of 2024. And the issue was that he was going out to perform what appeared to be a sold out crowd, sold out so much so that they end up having to do an additional venue for him. But there was a group that really had a true issue with Chris Brown coming to perform at those locations due to his associated DV past. So there was a huge situation that actually came about regarding that element, and also apparently a petition was being passed around for individuals to sign. I think at that time it had hit like 20,000, not sure where it ended up, but nevertheless it appeared that Chris Brown still went ahead and performed the shows. And from what I could see from people who commented about the shows, they were very happy to see that he was there. So I thought that the case was closed at that point. Well, it appears that something else is now brewing. Now, I did hear a little bit about this, but I didn't think much about it, honestly, because was it going to really happen or not? Didn't know. And the bottom line is there is a lot of documentaries going on right now for a lot of artists who are going through quite a tumultuous time at this moment. So I didn't know that if this was going to make much of a splash or not. Well, apparently it got the eye of Chris Brown for sure, right? And for maybe a lot of individuals who are maybe interested in seeing this documentary that is supposed to really definitely focus on the DVing part of his experience and journey through his current existence. So with that being said, now both, there's both sides to the situation. You have some individuals who really are just done with Chris Brown due to the situations throughout the years that have been associated with DV, as well as any violent outbursts or anything like that that allegedly may have taken place subsequently. We all know about the famous altercation, the famous assault, if you will, that took place with him and Rihanna. I think it was in 2009, and that he's never really been able to leave that scarring from that time. So of course we have individuals who who are triggered by what they saw and continue to be triggered. Either things could have happened to themselves or people that they have known, and so they're done with him. And then you have the other side of individuals who maybe don't see it that way so much and think that he should be able to continue to move on with his life and be able to get all the accolades and all of the achievements that they feel that he should have. So there's definitely two sides to this coin. It has always been since the beginning of the situation with the Rihanna and Chris Brown altercation, and it's never really changed for the most part. It's just new generations are now attaching to as life journey goes on, but there's still that split that happens. And so it's all intense. It's just a very unfortunate thing to be connected to or have, that you have to look at and deal with every single day. But again, there are what people may say consequences, whether good or bad or indifferent, that can come from all of our actions, any of our actions. Nobody is above any situation, no matter who they are. Chris Brown has been able to have some achievements, I believe, and if I'm not mistaken, we just had the Grammys, and didn't he get a Grammy? So hopefully that's a tide change for him. He's had to really kind of pull things together, but it looks like he's doing a lot of concerts. He's been performing quite a bit. The crowds, I think they're maybe all sold out. Let me know if you are attending Chris Brown concerts and how you felt they were, and I'm pretty sure you probably enjoyed it. Feel free to share that down below. What I do ask is that this is a very sensitive conversation as well, no matter what side that you are on the situation. So leaving your thoughts down below, I truly appreciate keeping in mind that you may have individuals who may not feel exactly the way that you feel, and also looking from the perspective of the empathetic area of the fact that individuals who may not choose to be associated with him in any way, don't want to listen to his music, don't support him, all this kind of stuff, could have effects due to things that they could have experienced, or just simply do not appreciate what they know of from the situation. So, and then of course the other side, for some people who are easy to, I want to say easy, but, able to move forward and think that he should be able to move forward as well. So just, the conversation, if you choose to leave a comment down below, just want to make sure we're keeping those respectful and thoughtful, as you guys do most of the time anyway. So I do appreciate that so much when you do that. It's really good sometimes to be able to have conversation about these hard subjects, because, it gives an understanding, I believe, for both sides, for people to kind of come together. We don't always have to agree on everything, but, being able to respectfully, communicate with each other about these things, I think is very helpful. And we just kind of move on from that, right? So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have to change some verbiage in here, because if I got to keep YouTube friendly, so if there's some things that are in there that is not so appealing to, that I got to change around, keep in mind that I will be doing that as well. So let's go ahead and get into this sharing and see what's going on with this defamation suit that it allegedly or appears to be that Chris Brown may have filed. Let's go ahead and get into it. So this story is actually coming from the New York Post. They shared that Chris Brown files $500 million defamation lawsuit against Warner Brothers Discovery over docuseries A History of Violence report. Now, Chris Brown has apparently filed a $500 million defamation lawsuit against the producers of the investigation Discovery docuseries Chris Brown, A History of Violence, according to a new report. In the complaint, the With You singer 35 accuses Warner Brothers Discovery, Apparel Entertainment, and others of promoting and publishing defamatory claims, including that he are a woman in 2020, despite being supplied with proof that counters the allegations, per TMZ. Now, Brown's lawsuit alleges that the Jane Doe at the heart of the A History of Violence documentary has been discredited multiple times, and adds that she previously withdrew a suit she brought against him. However, other reporting about the docuseries at the time of its release in October 2024 states that the Jane Doe's $20 million lawsuit had brought against Brown in 2022 was dismissed that same year by a judge who cited lack of prosecution. Now, the woman had made a report to Miami Beach police, but according to A History of Violence, they concluded that her claims were unfounded and that no probable cause existed to charge Brown. In his lawsuit, Brown also claims that he has never been convicted of any S-related crime, and blasts the documentary's producers for dubbing him a serial artist and a serial abuser in the series. According to TMZ, the singer goes on to claim the producers ignored facts and chose instead to defame him and his reputation, which he says he spent over 10 years repairing in the wake of his 2009 DV incident with ex-girlfriend Rihanna. Brown had pleaded guilty to felony assault in June of that year. Now, asserting that he's taken responsibility for his past mistakes and has grown from them, Brown says A History of Violence pushes an old narrative in the name of fame and fortune, as TMZ puts it. Now, Brown is seeking $500 million in damages, alleging the docuseries has negatively impacted his reputation, career, and business opportunities, per the court docs. He reportedly plans to donate a portion of the whopping sum to victims of SA if awarded. Okay. Chris Brown, A History of Violence aired on the Warner Brothers Discovery-owned network investigation Discovery in October 2024. The Jane Doe mentioned in Brown's lawsuit provided an on-camera testimony in the series. Though seen only in silhouette to protect her identity, she said that she was speaking out to shed light on what really happened. Unless people start speaking up, if people actually stop victim blaming the people that do speak up, that's the only way he can be stopped, the accuser said. Now, Chris Brown argued me, and I can say that, and I know it for a fact, instead of telling myself that it wasn't, though added, it was R. A lawyer for Brown told Investigation Discovery at the time that Doe's claims were entirely fabricated and blasted the docuseries as malicious and false. Now, the Post has reached out to representation for Brown and Warner Brothers Discovery and Apparel Entertainment for comment. Now, I haven't seen anything that shares a response from either one of those, so we'll have to see how this comes about as time moves on. I would imagine we will hear something within short order how this will play out. Of course, all until accusations are alleged, until we get things, squared away, depending on what happens from this point on. Now we see that there was some situations in regards to, accusations that were apparently, proof given that did not take place. So there's a lot going on here, and we'll have to see how that unfolds. I'm curious, did you actually catch that docuseries? I myself did not see it, and I don't necessarily know if I really am going to go out to watch it per se. I really am curious to see more or less how the lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit that is, works out in Chris's favor, and what he plans to do with the monies. Which I think will be a very helpful thing. And there's always that question, we are living in a time, and have been really since, honestly, this time has always existed, but, a word was coined to it called cancel culture, right? Or a phrase, cancel culture. And that's a very hot topic. It happens all the time. It's always a argument on both sides when it comes to social media. Now, me personally, cancel culture, look, at the end of the day, if there's someone that you supported, you enjoyed, you liked, and they do something as a person that you don't appreciate, you have the right to spend your money and have your interest any which way you wish. Not a problem. I am more along the lines of accountability, more or less than cancel per se, because I don't really necessarily think you can cancel somebody like you can cancel Christmas, kind of thing, because it's not really something you have control over. But what you do have control over is how you may choose to move forward, right? And not everybody is always in agreement on how to handle a certain situation. This is why conflict resolution is so important. We all do have different opinions, may sometimes even situations where someone who may understand where someone's coming from as far as not wanting to be bothered, but maybe that individual is in a place, in a space where they can forgive and move forward. That's not always the case for every individual, and each individual needs to be taken at their own premise and how they feel to handle a situation. I think the most is to just be respectful of each other's thoughts of the fact that we all do think and feel differently, and some may agree with you, some may not, so it will be interesting to see how things continue to move forward. I would say that with all of the shows and all of that, and of course, just the performing and everything, that's the art, right? That's the job. That's what we, really loved and want to see. And not saying that that's the only that's important or whatever, but growth in an individual is what's important, no matter the circumstances of whatever the situation is. And I'm actually going back to the 2009 situation, more or less than anything from, that point on. It looked like, at least at a point, he did, give a plea of guilty for what took place, took responsibility for that situation. I believe Rihanna has, years ago, accepted that apology, and, has moved on and has two beautiful children with A$AP Rocky, and, has moved on with her life and has done really well for herself. And, Chris Brown is doing what he needs to do to try to continue to keep going on. I think he has 3 children of his own, as well. And, just trying to do what he needs to do. It's hard in these streets to make a living sometimes. It's hard to do what you need to do professionally and do it well. And it looks like, he's trying his best to continue on that path. And now some tides might be changing for him in that, as far as, the acceptance of individuals, getting to see how he is, because really sometimes your words obviously are not always what's people focus on when it comes to a situation where you do have to take responsibility or accountability for something that you do. They look for your actions, your behaviors, the things that you do. Do you show that you understand what you did was wrong? Or do you show that there's growth here, maturity here, these types of things? I'm not one that's connected to the fact that just because you have younger age that you can just go wild out and not know any better. I mean, at the end of the day, we do know the right from wrong from the age of 2. Now, there are all different circumstances for why people do things that they do. We don't always know all of the nitty gritty of everything. And that makes it also even harder when you're in a situation where your actions are now being spilled out for the world to see, right? Because it gives more opportunities for people to have their opinions and their thoughts about it. And that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles when it comes to that situation. But when you see someone trying to move forward, is there a point where we can say, okay, depending on the situation, because like, look at here, just because, you're a serial, unaliver, and then all of a sudden you decide, hey, look, I think I want to be a new person. Like, I'm not all about that, but there's levels to this, right? So what I'm saying, there's levels to this. There's different situations to this. And, you just got to look at the way things are. Some people say, look, we need to leave him alone. Stop coming after him. That's understandable, and then you have individuals who say, no, at the end of the day, what he did was wrong. This is a consequence of his action, and now he's gonna have to deal with it. That's just what it is. And there used to be a saying, you made your bed, now you have to lie in it. That's kind of what it is, right? So, at the end of the day, if you did the consequence, or did the situation, the consequences for life for some people, right? Sometimes that's just what it is. So, but all in all, I think that the end result of this defamation case is going to be really interesting. It's going to be pretty telling. And I think it's also going to be a pivotal moment for Chris Brown into how he moves forward and continues to move forward, to support himself and his family, and, to still give out that great art for those who are his fans. So that being said, I definitely would love to know your thoughts. So again, please keeping that respectful down below, as you always do, because at the end of the day, this is a sensitive topic, no matter which way you look at it, right? And just to have that open dialogue, to be able to share your thoughts and feel okay with sharing your thoughts, respectfully of each other and of that mindset, it's always helpful. It's good. Sometimes, through conversation, people can, make adjustments and changes or see things from a different point of view. And so I would love to see that as the exchange that happens, and quite frankly, I'd love to know your thoughts on what's going on in this particular sharing as well. So with that being said, I think I will do it for this video. Thank you so much again for being with me today. I enjoyed hanging out with you. I just wanted to make a couple of mentions as well. One, I still have my 10% sale going on. It's a site-wide sale with definitely elements that are associated with Valentine's Day, because we're still celebrating the season of love. So definitely, if you want to go out there to my online shop, the link and all that information and the code and everything to use for the promo code is down in the description area and the comment section below. Definitely take a peruse. I would love to, for you to take that opportunity to do so if you should wish. And yeah, for those of you who have already made purchases, I thank you so much for that. I appreciate your support so much, and I hope that you love your elements. One of the things that I think is so important in the world, I've always been closely connected to this, is positive dialogue, positive speak, and being able to move forward in a positive way. And with that, you should always have an internal dialogue that helps support that. So the elements that I share in my online shop are those that give you tangible mementos to remember that always, and also to be able to show the world too. So that being said, definitely make sure you check that out. The sale goes all the way through February 28th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern is the stop of that sale. So you have some time to still get in there. Look, it's love all this month. It's love all this year. So get yourself stocked up there. But I also have a lot of other areas as well of what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Not styles, but collections. And I had one for new beginnings that you might have seen in previous videos. And then right now, I'm also sharing, just kind of spotlighting energy you give is energy you get. So definitely make sure you take a look out there. And thank you again for your support. That being said, also, if you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Be part of the family. I would so love to have you. Thank you so much for the rest of you who already been here and been part of the family as well. I appreciate all of you for your viewing and listening support. Also, make sure you have your all notification bells on, because I'll be dropping more videos. And I definitely want to be able to share my thoughts, and I'm definitely going to want to learn and know about yours. So with that, I think I'm going to bid you adieu. I hope you take care, you be safe, be blessed. And yeah, until next time, bye.